This is Coinbase. Walk us through your thoughts on this stock. Is this one of those orderly pullbacks you're interested in? I mean, a big haircut uh,
Big
percentage
haircut.
wise here, but it's still above a rising 50-day.
It is, yeah, and it's pretty remarkable that it is still above a rising 50, considering it's pulled back 26% in the
Yeah.
past 3 or 4 weeks. So, yeah, for Coinbase here again, this is definitely a riskier space, riskier name, higher beta name, of course.
Mhm.
This is kind of, yeah, orderly pullback for sure. So you can see in the volume pattern there that we had the big kind of run up in volume in June, all above average buying volume as it lifted out of that base, tried to enter into more of a stage 2 kind of uptrend. And now, yeah, it's been on the steady decline here, mostly lower than recent average volume. And this is at a point where it's kind of coming right back and testing the upper end of that range that it was in for most of 2022 and the first half of 2023. So pretty much right around that, yeah, $80 ish area. I guess it's a little bit underneath now. But this is where I kind of, again, want a smaller size. So if I'm looking at this, I don't want to be full all in here. I still need a little more proof that the stock is ready to turn and actually hold the line here. But this is a perfect in motion, stock that I'm watching very closely right now at this area. This is kind of a good bread and butter setup. Typically the pullbacks aren't quite this deep. This is a decent pullback, but because it ran up so much, again, it's got more to give back. So for me, above $80, I'm paying attention to it. If it starts to cascade lower below 80, it just gets a lot less interesting to me, and it probably just totally falls off the radar. But this is exactly where I'm shopping. A lot of, the FOMO's gone, the profit taking has certainly happened. And now we're just trying to see, is this a true trend reversal or can this hold?
Mhm. Are you able to
No.
provide us a little bit more detail in terms of position size uh, in
Yes.
in relation to the percent of your portfolio and the percentage stop? I know in the past, I believe, depending on the scenario, the stop may be as wide as, and correct me if I'm wrong, like 20% or something, where, really giving it room because you're going with that smaller size.
Absolutely. Yeah. So if you want to, I didn't mention this one at the top, CXM, if we look at that ticker, this is just because I have the actual number. So this is a position we just bought like 2 days ago. So Sprinkler, this is a pullback setup here in the longer term system. I think exact entry was like 1333. And to put some real specific numbers to it, position size is 6.5% of the total portfolio value. So CXM, if we break it down just completely here, 1333 was the entry. Stop loss is at 1178. So the stop loss is pretty much, what is that, 15%? No, not quite, about 12% away on this particular name. So 6.5% position size, 12% stop, and then a first target up around $15. And that coincides with sort of a breakout zone. And then this is exactly what I mean is I'm a little bit early on everything here on a lot of the way I structure trades. So I wouldn't sell everything at 15, but that's certainly where, again, there's some resistance. That's where the breakout either happens or it doesn't. I'll have the second half of the trade that'll continue to work higher for me. That's a pretty, that's my automated trading system. So that's no
Hmm.
judgment by me. That's kind of a good structured trade. And that's very similar to Melly, as we talked about just a moment ago. When you look at that kind of structure, I was in exactly. So we were in around 1150, right? And so we took some profit at current levels, 1341 to be exact. And now we're sitting, is the breakout going to happen? We've taken some profit cushion, we've locked in some gains, and now we're looking to kind of ride a trend. It's a little bit of a different approach. Not saying it's better by any stretch. It totally depends on the market, but that's a closer feel on how the structure and the trades kind of align themselves. And this is the longer term system I'm talking about that holds things for about 2 months or so on average.